Hello, this is Nitin Dahad and Sally Ward-Foxton with EE Times from Santa Clara, California. We've been at the big shows here. I mean, the big one is Nvidia GTC, and the one here in Santa Clara was Synopsys SNUG and Executive Forum. Hi, Sally.
Hello, welcome to California.
Thank you. We have a lovely time here, aren't we? Or so it seems. Yeah, but you've been working hard. Attending all the Nvidia stuff?
Yes, I have. Your intrepid EE Times reporter has been down at Nvidia GTC. Super exciting to be here in person. There's such a buzz around GTC, which really kind of makes it for me. 25,000 people all in one place, all waiting to hear what Jensen is going to say, of course. So, it's been really exciting.
Yeah, and I think he's known for his rock star style performances. And you did your first day report, which is already published in EE Times, but we got a flavour of that. But just for the camera, just tell us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the keynote is in the hockey stadium, the Shark Tank down here in San Jose. I mean, it's huge. It was absolutely huge. It's slightly less of a circus, slightly less overhyped, I think, than last year. Was really really was a big spectacle. This was a little more serious, a little more focused on the content, a little more focused on the slides. He joked about torturing the audience with math. I'm like, go ahead, like all the math. I want all the math you can get. No, the vibe was still there. The positive outlook was still there, and we got to learn loads of juicy details about what's coming up on Nvidia's roadmap too.
Yeah, and every time I've attended with you, it's been like 2 hours. This time it was almost 3, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was more like 2.5. Yeah. I think he spent an awfully long time talking about tokens and tokenomics and the economics of these data centers that are basically token factories now. So, going through that whole explanation without he doesn't use a script, he doesn't use a teleprompter, so I guess he overran a little bit. But it's all, the audience was spellbound. I mean, no problem.
Well, here, I mean, I joked with one of the executives at the Synopsys keynote, and I said, I wonder whether Sassine can go like Jensen and Sassine Ghazi, the CEO of, and go like Jensen and just ad-lib for 3 hours.
I mean, it takes a pretty special person to bring that much kind of ebullience and that much kind of energy to the stage for 2.5 hours on his own, which he absolutely did. Yeah. A couple of times, there was a couple of miscues, a couple of technical difficulties. Yeah. No problem at all, just skates through it with a joke and a laugh. Absolutely amazing performance from the man himself.
Now, I think that's the keynote, but you did quite a lot of other sessions. Anything that stand out for you?
So what did stand out for me, actually, was quite a few mentions of DeepSeek. So DeepSeek, in case you haven't been following, a Chinese company made a really efficient LLM. Yeah. There's been some speculation about whether that would require less compute. The answer is it will, but it doesn't mean overall the amount of compute we're going to need for AI is going down. So there are a lot of talk, there are a lot of mentions of DeepSeek in the context of how it's complementary to Nvidia, how Nvidia is working with DeepSeek's model now, how they're optimizing it for Nvidia hardware for everything they're going to do on DeepSeek. So it's like, this is complementary to Nvidia. This is not going to reduce the amount of Nvidia chips that people are buying anytime soon.
It's interesting because last week I was at Embedded World in Nuremberg in Germany and interviewed quite a few people, and everything was about doing the on-device generative AI. And I interviewed the CEO of Deepex, who you know very well. And so he was saying, we want to do all of that stuff on device and not having to go to the cloud, but ultimately you still have to train the stuff on the big data centers, which requires Nvidia or another GPU.
Yeah, I mean, so Nvidia's always been very focused on training. They've been the number one choice for training for a really long time, but they are focusing more on inference now. They are coming to inference and attacking that problem in a way that only they can, really. Because they have such a huge installed base, it's like they have to be the one to say now is the inflection point when inference is coming. And this tokens per second thing, and talking about all these tokens, this is all Jensen's approach to inference, which is really interesting.
What about the desktop computer
that was cool?
Last time?
That was cool. He's called it Sparks or something. He's renamed it.
There's a GB200 or no, something else before.
So they have the small box that kind of goes alongside your PC, but they also had more of a workstation as well that debuted too. So if you're an AI developer, this is he joked about putting it on your Christmas list basically. So
do they do a price range for that or not?
I don't know if they did a price range. I assume it's out of my price range, so obviously was not paying attention.
Okay, well, I'm sure Nvidia will give you one. You can ask them nicely.
Sure.
Here at the Synopsys SNUG and they split the thing into two, so that what they said is they can get executives and developers together. So they had the executive forum and the usual users conference. It was 35th year. They had about, nothing like GTC. They had about 3,000 people, I think. What I got out of it, and I think you'll read that any times today, is it's all about using AI agents to design chips. But in Sassine's keynote, he used a quote from Jensen saying, I need 1 million Synopsys engineers to do this. So I joked, said, okay, well, you can do Synopsys India and hire 1 million. But ultimately, I think what the message here was, we will get to a level of not just RTL generation, but creative assistance. So Synopsys have done this L1 to L5, like autonomous driving for AI assistance for designing, and they call it AI agents.
Okay.
So I think in my subhead I wrote, AI agents will talk to human engineers to develop complex chips. I think that's kind of where the message was going here.
Yeah, there's an awful lot of talk at GTC as well about agentic AI, reasoning AI, these techniques that basically make AI better. But of course, you need 100 times as many tokens for this, for every inference. So yeah, it's big news, and it's going to require a lot of big GPUs.
Indeed. So I don't really have any other thoughts on this apart from the fact that it seems like from last week at Embedded World and this week, there's my theme from last week was around everybody's trying to figure out how to develop the right tools and software to enable this on-device generative AI, and from ARM to DeepX to Altera. And Altera, the CEO, I met everybody. They were all here this week as well, Sandra. But it seems like it's the silicon's given, but you need the software and you need the agents.
It's all about the full stack, yeah. So the keynote speaker here this morning, Richard Ho from OpenAI, made a really great point about attacking the whole of the stack, basically co-design. He calls it, like attacking every layer of the stack. And you're absolutely right. Software is huge.
He was slick, wasn't he?
He was very slick. He made a great presentation, very interesting. I think the key takeaway for me from that was scaling law will continue, says OpenAI. So,
of course he would say that.
Well, he would. He talked about some factors of how you would design an AI accelerator or what you might like to see in an AI accelerator, but no hint about what OpenAI is working on there for its own
Which
potential
is what you were
chip.
expecting. You did ask for an interview and they politely declined.
Respectfully passed, but hopefully another time we can get some more details about what OpenAI is working on behind closed doors.
So if you're listening, please give Sally an interview.
Yeah, nice try.
Well, that's all from me.
Thanks very much. Nice to see you.
And we'll see you at the next one.